Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today we're taking a look at this. It's the brand new Butch action figure from the Good Dinosaur. Now the Good Dinosaur is Pixar's next big movie due out in November, and it focuses on our favorite thing, dinosaurs. Now we've already reviewed the main characters, Arlo and Spot. That was in the last video, I'll put a link to that in the description. But today we're going to be taking a look at Butch, who's the T-Rex father in this film. So let's kick off by taking a closer look at the packaging. So starting off in the top left hand corner, we've got the Disney Store logo here, which is where you can find this toy. Inside here it says Butch beats the rest with galloping feature. Looking forward to that. You can see Butch hanging out there. Down in the corner there is Arlo and Spot. We have reviewed this toy, link is in the description. The Good Dinosaur by Pixar Butch feature action figure. We've got a lovely picture of Butch there, and on the side we've got one of his kids who looks a bit more innocent, and on this side we've got one who looks a little bit evil, and some lovely painterly trees. On the back we've got this great illustration of Butch just hanging out, and it says movable arms and neck, and it says beware of Butch's fully articulated jaw. Awesome! And if you're wondering how the T-Rex fits in here, his tail is separate, so they've got no bent tail syndrome. And although this guy is a T-Rex, it doesn't actually say anywhere on the box that this is a Tyrannosaurus. So there we go. Right, let's get this guy out of the packaging. Oh, here is Butch out of the packaging. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So here is Butch out of the packaging, and I think this guy looks absolutely tremendous. I'm a big sucker for stylized dinosaur figures, and I'm a big fan of The Land Before Time, which is where really stylized dinosaurs started for me. And this guy looks really, really cool. I love his heavy jaw, and I love the fact that he's got this really thick tail, and I actually really like the paint job on this guy as well. So let's start taking a closer look at the features of this figure. So in hand, Butch is this really nice, thick, chunky, hard-wearing action figure. He's made almost entirely from this hard plastic, so I don't think there's much chance of him breaking, and I just love his sculpt and the detail that we've got going on here. Much like the Arlo figure, they've really spent a lot of time making this figure look beautiful. And many of you noticed and commented in the Arlo and Spot video that they've actually gone to the trouble of covering up the screw holes, and you can see them here, these little caps, which really help sell the look of this figure. Now we do have 4 visible screw holes, 2 there and 2 on the other leg, but they're on the inside leg, so you're not really going to see those. But what we're all here to see is the gimmicks on Butch. So there is a button on his back, and when you press the button, he goes for a nice stroll. This is a really hard-wearing, spring-loaded gimmick, and it feels like you could keep doing this a million times and it would still work after a million times. Also, we have a nice articulated jaw that holds its pose, so you can move it up. If you do shake it, it does tend to open up, I find, but most of the time it holds its pose, which is pretty cool for posability. Also, we have articulated arms, so you can move those up and down, although as we know with T-Rexes they couldn't really do much with those tiny little arms. And also we've got posability on the knee. We can't really bend them back much, but we can bend them forwards loads, so you can get some really nice silly looking poses. So I think that's really charming. I think the only thing that's lacking is maybe some posability in the tail. I thought because there was a seam line here that maybe this would be like a rubbery posable tip, but no, there's no posability in this tail whatsoever. Looking at Butch in the box, you might think that he doesn't actually stand on his own, but he does. If you bring his spring-loaded leg forwards, he stands on 2 legs fine. Taking a closer look at this guy, I think they've captured that CG skin look really well. They've used a nice balance of matte and gloss, and they've used airbrushes to really create these lovely gradients across the face. You can see there's a lovely sculpted tongue and painted teeth there. Really gorgeous work, and this is from the Disney Store. Just a really lovely paint job. You can see he's got these little scars all over his face, and maybe we'll find out the reason for those in the film. Lovely little sculpted and painted eyes. And actually there's a really nice painterly, almost like a watercolor effect going on all over the body. It's like a wash where they've had to almost weather it, and that looks really, really nice and genuine. You can see it's all over the body. There's a nice gradient going to this nice little skin color underneath. Some nice spots on the leg there, and this is very accurate to the actual images of Butch. If you have a look at renders of Butch, he looks very much like this. Nice little sculpted creases here. Really, really cool. I do wonder if they've kind of sourced this from the 3D files themselves. You can see nice sculpted undersides of the feet. And as we move along the back, more of this sort of watercolor weathering going on, lovely scratches on the back here. And in the trailers that I've seen, I'll put a link to the trailer down below, this looks like a really bulky dinosaur. You can really feel the weight of him. You can really feel all his flab moving around. Really, really cool. And I have to be honest, the main reason why I picked these guys up is because the T-Rex toy appealed to me so much. I just love that massive bottom jaw. He just looks so goofy and Pixar-ish, and I just love it. Okay, so just how big is the Butch figure? Let's whip out the tape measure. You're looking at about 12 inches, which is about 31 centimeters. And in terms of his height, you're looking at about 7 inches, which is about 18 centimeters. Size comparison time, let's bring in Arlo and Spot from the recent review. Link is in the description if you want to see these two reviewed. And you can see that they scale up really nicely next to this Tyrannosaurus Rex. And yes, Butch can eat Spot. You can shove him in there, although I don't think that's what's going to happen in the film. Alternatively, Arlo can look really happy whilst being eaten. And you can even put Spot on the wrong dinosaur. And for a bit of fun, let's bring in the die-cast Jeep Wrangler from Jurassic Park by Jada Toys. We have reviewed this one. Link is in the description if you want to check out that video. You can see here Butch looks like a cartoony version of the Jurassic Park T-Rex. Next, let's bring in our custom Alan Grant Lego figure from our custom Jungle Explorer review. Again, link is in the description if you want to see that. But you can see here Alan scales up quite nicely with this giant figure. And lastly, let's bring in our good friend Off-Color Alan to inspect this new specimen of Tyrannosaurus Rex if he can stand up. Wow, since 1993 he's gotten a bit wobbly, or a bit better at dancing depending on how you look at it. Thanks Alan. There he goes, he's leaving the review table. So there we have it guys, that was today's look at the brand new Butch figure from the Disney store. This is a great figure from the Good Dinosaur. I think the film is going to be a big hit. This seems to be the year of the dinosaur, so I can't wait to see the film when it hits theatres. Again, if you haven't seen it already, check out our Arlo and Spot review, and if you're a big fan of dinosaurs, check out the rest of the videos on the channel. We've got loads of Jurassic Park and dinosaur reviews that'll keep you happy for hours. In the meantime guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.